Hey all, welcome back to another episode of Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad and today we're going to be drawing a super cool, super stealthy animal. This animal is so cool that there's an NFL team named after this animal, and there's even a superhero named after this animal that has all of its powers and abilities, which is really, really cool. That might have been too big of a hint, but I'm going to give you a few more hints just in case you didn't figure it out by now. It can jump up to 20 feet long, they're excellent at climbing trees, and they have spots, but you really don't see them too often. Did you figure out what it is? That's right, we are drawing a Black Panther today. And these are such cool animals, I'm really excited to draw it. So let's make sure we have everything we need to get started and let's go. All right, make sure you have a piece of paper out. Then we're gonna need to make sure we have a sharpened pencil with some type of eraser handy because when we sketch, we make mistakes. That's just the point of sketching, is to make all the mistakes we can before it goes permanent when we do our final outline with a dark marker or a pen. And then at the very end, my favorite part, we're gonna do some coloring. And this one's gonna be really interesting because it's a Black Panther and you'd think that I'd use black, but I'm probably not gonna use black because with markers, it's hard to do a light color on a dark color. So all my lines and things and details are probably gonna get lost. So I'm gonna pick like a dark blue or a dark purple. So you can make up your decision when we get to that point. All right, let's start sketching out our panther here. Now, I want to just kind of map out where it's going to live on the page. I kind of want to have it walking stealthily over here, maybe looking back at us. That would be kind of fun. But I want to do the big shapes first so I can figure out how much space it's going to take up. So let's start with maybe the body. I'm going to do a kind of a circle right up here at the front here for their chest area, chest and shoulder area. Just a loose circle right there. And then I'm going to do one a little bit smaller right back here for their rear end and their thigh, their back legs. See how that's a little bit smaller, but about the same height. And I'm leaving room for the head over here and the tail on this side. So let's draw maybe the circle for the head. Now it's not going to be circular at the end, but we might as well just kind of figure out roughly how big it's going to be. So maybe that's how big that head's going to be. Plus we got to add some ears, and I think that looks pretty good. Like I said, I want to leave room for the tail on the back, but let's connect our circles so we have some kind of semblance of a body. So we're going to go back under here, just kind of follow that curve, and then have it go up, and then we'll meet up with this one a little bit. Now this is subject to change, and that's all right. We just kind of get in our main idea, and then we'll draw kind of a straight line, not on the very tops. Do it just a hair below so that we have little bumps right there for their back hips and their shoulders. So we'll just draw a little line right there. These are really athletic cats. They are big cats, and they are very wild and dangerous. They're very dangerous animals because they're stealthy. They can sneak up on you, especially Black Panthers, who are really dark, and at night is when they like to hunt. Take advantage of their darkness, and they can slip around in the night and no one can see them. Their prey can't see them. All right, so now we got their main body. We don't really need to do anything with like a neck or anything because I'm going to have them looking straight over at us, and that's just fine. All right, let's do these powerful front legs. Like I said, they can climb trees, so they have to have some pretty strong muscles to get their whole body up there. And not only can they just bring themselves up there, but they can catch their prey and bring it up in trees. That's kind of terrifying. Like, they're carnivores, so they eat meat. And they'll eat deer, and they'll eat smaller stuff like rabbits too, but they can eat big stuff too. Like a full deer. There we go. Look how strong that arm is. Okay, right now I'm going to go and erase the center circles because I don't want those to throw me off. That's not necessarily where the legs and joints are going to be, but it kind of helped me figure out how long my cat will be. And that's all I needed that for. So now I can go back and add my own back leg. The haunch is back here. And we'll have them kind of go back a little bit like that. Because then it's going to come down, a little bit forward and down. And that's how that leg's going to work right back there. And like we do always with these types of drawings with animals with four legs, their back end goes like this. Kind of follow that circle in the back. And we'll bring it in, and as soon as you start to bring it in, you kind of pull it right back out, right there. Like that. And then we'll just follow that last bit down there. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so we got that part of the leg done. Now let's do, I don't always do the paws right away because I want to figure out how tall this is going to be before I get into that. So maybe I will add the back legs or the arms and legs that are on the other side of the animal. So let's kind of start from here. I'm going to pull this up like that. And round it off for the big paws. They have really big paws with very sharp claws. Like I said, they can climb trees and they use them to attack their prey. We'll have that paw kind of sticking up, so these can be a little bit further down. But let's draw, we kind of mimic this one. We'll just copy this leg like this over here. And we'll have it a little bit higher because it's further back. It's away from us, so you draw it a little bit higher. It's kind of funny how that works, but that's how it works. And then we'll draw a little bit right here for the paw. Because they got those big paws. Like that. There we go. And then you can draw either big sharp claws on there, or you can do the little lines work just fine as well. But maybe that back leg doesn't look strong enough, so I might want to make it a little bit thicker. Yeah, that looks better. Those little adjustments are important things that we can do while we have this in sketch phase. We're still working on our sketching and it's in pencil. So don't feel bad if you keep erasing things and starting over on bits. That's okay. As long as you're still progressing and moving forward with your illustration. Alrighty, so we got the back legs, the front legs. What else do we need to do? We need to add that tail on there. But before, I wanted to give you a really cool fact about Black Panthers that I didn't know up until this point. Black Panthers are really just leopards or jaguars. That's all they are. They have a rare mutation that changes their fur to a really dark color. So that's why they are that color. But their panthers can include leopards and jaguars, cougars. Those are all the really big cats. And yeah, panthers kind of fall in that category. So just because it's a black panther doesn't mean it's its own animal. Crazy, huh? All right, so this leg isn't really doing it for me. It's looking a little bit too stiff. So if it's looking too stiff and I want it to be further back, all I have to do is I'm going to erase this really fast, like this. And I can still see what I had done before, but this time I'm going to move it further back. So I'm going to go like this. Move it a little bit further back, and then I'm going to have it go forward more like that, slanted. And then I'll have it come down like this, where the foot is. And I'll go up, and I'll have that kind of come over like that. There we go. And I can do the same thing with that other foot in the back, because I want to mimic it from the front, the one that's in the front here. And I want to have that angle a little bit more severe. You see how I did that? I angled it more, and that makes it look a little bit more aggressive in the lines, or it makes it feel like it's moving a little bit more. There we go. I like that better. I just needed to be a little bit further back. And those are some changes that sometimes you don't see, but then you're like, why does it look so stiff or look so different? That's why. All right, so now we need to start adding things like the tail. Let's add that big tail on there. I'm just gonna do a tail. It doesn't really matter how you wanna draw your tail. You can draw it however you like, but I'm just gonna have it kind of come back here. And then I'm gonna just copy that on the other thing. And it doesn't really taper a whole lot. When we talk about tapering with tails a lot, where it gets smaller at the tip of the tail, so it's okay if it's the same weight. That's probably more accurate to what it looks like anyways. All right, now we got to get this one up here. Now this looks like it's a little bit further down, so I either have to erase a little bit of this, or I could just say that it's maybe going down a hill. Us creatives or us artists can find excuses for a lot of the stuff we're drawing. The good artists can talk themselves out of having to make a change. There we are. And then you can have the, oh, here, let's just add a little line right there so it looks bent, their paw. And we'll draw a couple lines. Awesome. It's coming together. Man, they look pretty long. They're really big cats. They're about 7 to 8 feet long. They're really big. That's a really, really big cat. Imagine those things hiding up in the trees too. That's where they hide and hunt for their prey. They kind of stay up there and stalk their prey. So when it comes by, they jump on it. It's kind of wild. All right, I'm gonna move this head maybe down to about, I want the bottom of the mouth to be down here. So I want to make sure you can mark off little areas too. If there's something you want to get right, you can mark it off, and that's perfectly normal to do. Okay, so let's make sure the head's right. Now the head looks a little something like this. We'll start on this side right over here. We can even start on the side of our circle that we already had. And it just kind of cuts in. You have a nice jawline. We'll cut in like that. And then on the other side, kind of bring it in like this. Can you see that okay? And then on the mouth, we're going to kind of have it, you can draw a couple circles there if that helps. So you kind of know where the front of their mouth is. And then you can just follow them up like that. I don't know if you can see those, but those circles really help. And then you draw a line right in the middle of there. And then on the bottom here, you just draw their chin. So that can be like that. Okay, so it's probably hard to see. Let me erase some of this stuff so you can see what I've done so far. There we go. You see that? We gotta add the nose on there and it won't look so weird. It looks kind of weirder now. We'll add the nose right there. So we've drawn this a bunch. We did a tiger, we did a lion. You've probably seen this kind of face quite a bit. So we know how to do these. All right, so then the mouth kind of goes up to here, starts going up. And then let's draw those big eyeballs right about here. Right on the edge of those lines. Is that pretty good? Yeah, I like that. Let's give them big pupils over here, looking off to the side. They're pretty rare to spot in the wild. They're really good at hiding. And I don't think there's a ton of them in the world because it is a mutation, meaning it's not what it's normally supposed to be. They're not supposed to be that color. I think it's only 6 to 11% of panthers are black, which makes them really rare and really special, really unique. Okay, so we got the eyeballs on there. I'm really liking how this is looking. Maybe this looks go a little bit further. And then let's give them their ears. You got these big ears on the top. Kind of round it off. And another one over here. There we are. And then we'll draw the top of their head right up here. Oh my goodness, this is looking really fun. How is yours turning out? Awesome. Well, I hope you're having a good time because these are always really fun to draw. I love drawing cats, especially these big cats. Should we give them some whiskers? They got their big whiskers like that. There you go. It's looking like a proper jaguar. Now, all my animals are really friendly looking, so I'm sorry it doesn't look super scary. If you want to make a really intense jaguar, really scary jaguar, then you can do that for sure. Go ahead and try that out. All right, I think I'm good. If I keep touching it, I'm not gonna like it anymore. So I gotta stop. Sometimes you gotta know when you're done, when it's ready. Now I just need to go and do my outline. So I'm gonna start probably right here on the back. All right, let's do that strong shoulder right there. Like that, we'll have it go down, maybe slightly up. Maybe I'll have it go slightly up. And then I'll give it a little bump for the back. And that'll go straight into that tail. Let's do that. Now that's one thing I didn't know is that they still had spots. And we just never see them because they're really hard to see when their fur is that dark. It's hard to see them. Maybe in the sun, if you hit it just right, you can see the little leopard or jaguar spots. There we go. Now you see why they named a superhero after a Black Panther. Because of all their great hunting abilities. They got lots of cool powers. Like they're really good swimmers. Really, really good swimmers. And like we said, they can climb trees. Probably the best out of any big cat in the world. They're probably the best at climbing trees. We'll do those back legs, the big powerful back legs that make it so that they can jump really far. I mean, normal cats can jump really far. Just imagine a giant one this strong. That'd be pretty wild. All right, we'll give them the little feet back there. Give them the strong arm in the front. There we go. There we are. And then, do the little paw in the front. We'll do this one kind of sticking up a little bit. Kind of like he's picking up his paw. I'm saying he a lot, so maybe I'm subconsciously thinking that this one's a boy. I'm trying to think of what his name's going to be. If you're thinking of a name for your animal, I haven't quite thought of one yet. Maybe I want to name him after the one from Jungle Book. Do you remember the Black Panther in Jungle Book? Remember what his name is? Can I remember what his name is? I hope I can. I think it's Bagheera. Is that right? Bagheera? Well, regardless, if I'm wrong, I'm still naming my Jaguar Bagheera. Or my Jaguar. I said Jaguar. It could be. It could be a Black Panther that's a Jaguar, or it could be a leopard. But I like the name Bagheera. There we go. All right, let's get that face. They have a very strong looking face. When I was in school, in junior high, my team, or my school's mascot, I should say, was a cougar. And you'll see those in America, and those are equally as scary. If you see one in the wild, you got to stay away from them. But they're really powerful cats. And they're just tan with white on their face. But they look just like this. All right, let's do those ears. They have really good hearing. They've got good smelling, good eyesight, and their jaws are really, really strong. They seem to have the whole package. They're the ultimate predator, it seems like. I'm going to do little hairs in the ear. And we'll do their chin. Whiskers. Like that. Wow, I think we finished it. That was pretty quick. All right, so I guess all I have left to do is just erasing all the sketching underneath so that I can get my markers on here. And then, yeah, I'll just start coloring and we can catch up right after. How does that sound? Awesome. Okay, get coloring. Done. Oh man, I was worried about the color, right? I was worried about it being too dark so you don't get to see the marks, but I can still see the outlines and that's really fun. That's why I used a dark blue, or you could have used like a dark purple. Any dark color would have been kind of cool, but sometimes when you look at them, when they kind of shine off of like with the light or whatever, their fur kind of has like a bluish or a purple tint to it. So that's why I kind of went with that color, but hopefully yours turned out fantastic and you had a lot of fun drawing it. The only thing left we have to do is what? That's right, we need to sign our name on there so everybody knows that this is our Black Panther and we are so proud of it. There we go. All right, what did I name it? Bagheera. Bagheera is all ready to go. Well, I appreciate you guys drawing with me. This is always the highlight of my day. Remember, we do this every single day, Monday through Friday. So subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video in particular, please give it a like. And remember, be brave, be creative. But most importantly, be you. All right, we'll see you guys next time.